I know you and I've had a few conversations here and there about the business and what it looks like, especially coming out of the pandemic. But even some of the other trends that were already kind of occurring. What do you have two or three kind of themes that you're seeing out there that are affecting the market that you serve?
Yeah, it was really kind of quiet for the first month or so after all this started. I think everyone was just trying to get their legs under them and figure out, where things were going. But once everybody started, coming out of that little time frame, they've really begun to focus on, efficiencies, communication. The restaurants, while their field operators have been remote, all the time, they're looking at more, how do we become efficient in the office? How do we reduce some G&A? And so the interest in technology, updating systems, standardizing systems has really gained a lot of interest, especially over the last 30 to 45 days. And then, growth, restaurant companies are doing better than they expected in the QSR space by far. Third party delivery certainly played a big role in that. And then, what it's showing is that QSR really can withstand, downturns in the economy and something scary like this. And a lot of the investors, we're seeing a lot more interest from private equity, and private equity that was already in QSR seems to be more aggressive with their plans, when things open up and deals start happening again. Sounds like they're going to be a lot more aggressive than they were before. So, standardizing systems, having everything in place to support that scale is really, top of mind for them right now.
Gotcha. So when private equity money comes into the space, and you've obviously seen a lot of that with transaction flow and merger acquisition activity, what generally happens? I mean, is there a need to really kind of update your technology to go from like a QuickBooks maybe to an enterprise system and use your reporting to give the investors a better sense of what's happening financially? What kind of things do you typically see a QSR restaurant have to go through to meet the needs of their institutional investors?
There really seems to be a trend of outsourcing those administrative functions, HR and payroll, so they can really focus on growth and taking control of operations. Some of the PE groups aren't traditionally from restaurants, so they're new to the vertical, and rightly they just want to focus on getting the business right and let someone else handle all the back office piece. So I think that we've seen that trend, and I think we're going to continue seeing that trend where a big piece is finding the right resources prior to acquisition or prior to additional acquisitions, so they can continue to focus on operations, their people and their customers. And so I think we'll see that continue. And the technology piece becomes more and more important to them, because they need really stable vendors who can grow with them and provide the higher level of detail that they're interested in than we see from some of the operators that have been around 10 or 20 years. There's just more of a hunger for data in the newer group of investors.